Chief.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yo, what's up, bro?
That's the
Man, LCO, LCO.
LCO, bro. Want to do a shout out to the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs in the community.
Yes, sir. Of course. You already know, bro. Yeah, I wanted to get their social medias and stuff too to in case people want to follow them and stuff.
But shit, just for right now, we can still just give a shout out. If you want to know their names or whatever.
You can look it up yourself, right? But yeah, I definitely wanted to shout out Chief American Flying Eagle.
Americana.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He got some good books. I'm about to order one of them. And he makes a lot of good content. So shout out him and shout out Chief Top Cats, of course. You already know everybody know Top Cats, so shout him out. And shout out Dane Calloway, of course. He has a huge platform. He almost has 1 million subscribers and stuff. So shout out Dane. And this brother named Curry Mayo Ahau on YouTube. He's very, very, very important for the historical aspect of the Indian stuff. And he's been doing this shit for 8 or 9 years before a lot of the other guys. So he was one of the first people, him and American Flying Eagles. So shout out Kurt Mayo. And lastly, I want to shout out Rod Hayes, man, Chief Pontiac, for being the elder of the whole conscious community and the whole Indian community. I look at him as like the top chief, top elder. He has so much wisdom and so much knowledge and overstanding. And so shout out Rod Hayes too. But that's all I wanted to do as far as shout outs. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I think he's Arawak too, so he has he goes by a name too, which I don't remember how to pronounce it, but yeah, shout out him.
People can try to get back right, reclaim their nationality, their status in the way that the world is designed and set up for us. We already was bamboozled out of a lot of things. So long as um, I feel like as long as we are trying to claim back our identity, and also while doing that, recreating ourselves in the process of doing that, I feel like that's how we gonna reach a higher pinnacle and a higher level of ourselves. So, Patrick, make sure when y'all come in here, y'all get the likes up, man. Please get the likes up. I appreciate it if y'all just, if you stop in here or whatever, just at least like the video. Don't cost nothing to send a like, right? But yeah, we got a few things that we want to go over today. Uh, we ain't gonna make it no big thing or whatever. Even though it is a big thing, we ain't gonna make it a big thing. A lot of us is Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Most of us is Native American. So And the slave trade, that was a lie. The way it happened, we're not saying that the slave trade was a lie, but the way that it happened was
It was told in reverse. It was done by different people, and different people were used in it, and every damn thing. It was done in a different place. All type of mix up.
oh damn. My VR trying to get in here. Can we have three people in here?
Not sure. Try it.
All right, give me 1 second. It might. I gotta send him the live. Oh wait. It'll be, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure if it's gonna let him join. I don't know if we can have more. I'm not sure if we can have multiple people on here or not. But yo, Chief, damn, Chief.
Yo,
Oh, okay, okay. I was just making sure the live didn't cut off or end because I had clicked off or whatever. Trying to see if I can invite bro in here. I'm not sure how you get. I'm not sure how you get more than one person up in here or whatever. It's my first time going live.
yeah, me neither. Shit, I guess we just gonna have to do it like this then.
Yeah, because it made it seem like it made it seem like you could have more than one. It made it seem like you can only have one person on when you like trying to bring people on.
Okay. Then we just had 5 people in here. Now we got one.
Yeah, that shit. The algorithm weird.
It's just bouncing around. Did you answer Patrick Mann's question?
So, what do you think of simulation theory with multiple dimensions, Billy Carson? Uh, what do I think of that? I mean, I just to be honest, like I'm not trying to take nothing away from Billy Carson. He's an awesome dude and stuff like that, and he deals with cosmic stuff and stuff. But right, and I do too, So I'm gonna answer that question. I do. I think it's a possibility, and so I'm gonna answer that question. Yeah, I think it's a possibility, and do I yeah, I think it's a possibility. Shit, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it's a good possibility. I think that there is multiple. I think that there's multiple dimensions uh, with life on them. Sure, or things going on and the action taking place on these different dimensions, and I think that they're layered and stacked upon each other. Uh, yeah. What about you, Jacob? Shit, answer that nigga. Why you make me answer the question? I
Nah,
said,
shit. I
I
was about to
did.
say after you answer, I'm gonna answer. You know I gotta speak on it. But uh, well, shit. How I feel really doesn't matter. You know how I gotta always add academic stuff to it. But I guess we could say how I feel. I feel personally that um I don't think that there's multiple dimensions in the way that they explain, like, oh, there's 15 different layers and your spirit just moves to each. I don't really believe that, but it doesn't matter what I believe. It matters what we can prove, what we know, and we cannot prove that at all. And none of our ancestors really ever spoke about that. So I don't really give a fuck about it. None of our cultures in on Turtle Island, no Nijis, really ever got into that. But what they did get into was this world, the upper world, and the underworld. They spoke about that. every culture over here. All the Nijis, all the American Indians on Turtle Island spoke about that. Spoke about so as far as like a indigenous view on that question from Brother Patrick Mann, um, there's an underworld, the upper world, and then this world. So this world's the earthly plane. The upper world is a spiritual realm, like the stars and outer space and whatever. And then the underworld is literally underneath. So I mean, I guess based on all of our cultures, there is three dimensions. There's this world, the upper world, and the underworld. But the way that he explains it, we have no. He's coming from like a mathematical theory of physics and all that type of stuff, which can't be proven. That's all theories. But like I said, the underworld, this world, and the above world isn't really a theory. It's like thousands and thousands of years worth of oral tradition through all of the cultures and tribes. So yeah, we can't pull out like a ruler or whatever and measure it and prove it in front of your face, but nigga, that's what oral traditions is. So that's a fact in our way. But no, Billy Carson can't prove anything.
Hey,
Uh, and
not
we
to cut you off, Jacob. Hey, Vi, will it let you come up, bro? If you click the link, the first link I sent you, you should be able to join it. If not, what we gonna do is we gonna go live. We gonna go live on my Instagram, and then I'm gonna just save the live, and we gonna bring it over and upload it on my YouTube.
yeah.
Yes, that's what we gonna do, bro. So, try to see if you can't join Vi. Try to see if you can't join the live from the first link I sent you, and if you can't join, yeah, good. But I'm about to get my shit together real quick. I literally just got back. Oh, okay, okay. All right, bro. Yeah, just join whenever you're ready, bro. We'll be here. But yeah, bro. Shit.
Right.
So yeah, Patrick. I hope we answered your question, bro, with the whole multiple dimension thing. Um, I don't think that. I'm not gonna say that Jacob went as far as to say Chief went as far to say that our cultures didn't touch on it. I ain't gonna say that our cultures didn't touch on it because multiple dimensions that would have to do with afterlife and being a medicine man like me and myself, me and my boy Chief is we partake in shrooms, which is if you ask me, shit, that's one of the gateways to the afterlife right there is shrooms. You feel me? It give you right now, and it give you what happened when you're not here no more. So to say that our cultures didn't speak on multiple dimensions, that ain't true because they did speak on multiple dimensions because in the after they will speak on what happens to you in the afterlife, and that will be a different dimension, the afterlife, and not only what happens to you in the afterlife, also what could be happening to you in your physical life. So that means while you walking on this planet, damn, why are you saying hi, nigga? Anyway, my bad. They got me
No,
off.
I was trying to see if it would let me type something, but anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, nah. My bad, I got off topic. But yeah, nah, yeah, I wouldn't say that our culture didn't speak on multiple dimensions because they did, because the afterlife would do with another dimension, and not only that, our spiritual life has to do with another
I
dimension.
want to speak on that too when you're done talking.
Yeah, our spiritual life has to do with another dimension as well, because as you're in your spiritual essence or whatever, you're in different dimensions. You might be projecting. You know what I'm saying? You might go over here. Some people might have the ability to go in the past, go in the future. So shit, that would all be a different dimension. So go ahead, though, bro.
Okay, yeah. I meant exactly what you were saying. However, I was saying our cultures didn't go by dimensions. They went by realms, and they only dealt with three realms. They dealt with the upper realm, the lower realm, and then this realm. They didn't deal with dimensions in the way Billy Carson says it. So what I meant to say to clear it up is to agree with you 100%, but to clear up is none of our cultures over here dealt with dimensions on a scientific, mathematical, theoretical way that Billy Carson comes from it with hundreds of different dimensions and all this NASA bullshit. They deal with three realms: the upper realm, this realm, and the lower realm. And all of our indigenous tribes deal with them three specific realms. Specifically, it doesn't matter what, whether you're Cherokee, whether you're Blackfoot, whether you're you know what I'm saying, maroon or whatever you go by and label yourself. Regardless, the tribes don't matter. That's another thing we can talk on later. Is fuck picking the specific tribe. That's what you do at home. I can claim I'm Blackfoot at home, but what we standing on, Indian business, is standing on being an American Indian and representing Turtle Island as a whole and American Indians as a whole. And all of us represent the middle world, which is Earth, which is where we live at, and the upper world, which is the sky and the spirits, the ancestors, all the gods, and the Most High, and all the spirits, right? And then the lower world is the underworld, where deep medicine and ancient powers and all that come from. So we did deal with multiple dimensions, like you said, but we didn't call them dimensions, we call them realms, and we only dealt with three of them: the lower, the middle, and the upper. And everything that we deal with is within them three realms. So but yeah, that's all I had to say about that.
Yeah, I agree with that, bro. I agree with you, family.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I'm gonna
Damn, you could change the background like that?
put up a little picture for Turtle Island for those who don't know. You know,
Ooh, that's what's up.
I'm an educational dude. You know what I'm saying? If it has to do with knowledge and education, I'm all about it. I'm all for it. Right education, not wrong education, not scientists and all this shit, because them motherfuckers really fucked us up with that science shit and just the way that it is presented to us and the way that they did paper genocide. And a lot of them scientists have a big tie in to do that. So I love science like alchemy and all that. Our science, alchemy. You feel me? Our shit. I love our shit. But I'm against the Western societies science and the way that they, because that shit is a whole bunch of misconstrued information and that shit ain't the right, it's not really facts. You know what I'm saying? Just like them calling us African American, but when we not African American, you know what I'm saying? We Native American. You know, so they come
Mhm.
over here and take full fledged take over our shit. Full fledged take over our shit, bro. You don't understand what I mean when I say that. So let me break it down to you when I say full fledged take over our shit. Not only are we trying to not only are we trying to fight to get back to a place that we not even from, that's how fuck man, excuse my language. That's how messed up they did us, bro. They came over here and told us, man, just I ain't man, just look at Turtle Island right now, man. Go ahead, Jacob. You take the floor, bro, because that shit be fucking my head up. Real dog. I ain't gonna lie, like that shit really be fucking my head up because it keeps you in a state of brokenness. Like, bro, when I was in school learning about the Native Americans, that my people, when I was in school learning about them, bro, I swear I already knew I was one of them though. You know, I'm like, bro, these niggas hard as hell, nigga. I love them. I'm like, bro, these niggas hard, bro. I'm like, ain't no way. Like these niggas, you feel me? Like,
Yeah.
and then learning about the slave shit. Okay, then that's gonna instantly put in your head like, damn, look how they did my people. Like, nigga, okay, they still did your people that way. Don't get it twisted, but they didn't have to go all the way to Africa to get your ass, nigga. They came right here. You was already right here. You feel me? They they really stopped where I was at first and came and start fucking with us first. You feel me? We was on the front lines. You feel me? We
Right.
ran over to America, ran over to our brothers. Like, bro, this the shit that they got going on over there. You feel me? And but I can just tell you that this shit right here, learning that you are a Native American, learning that this is your land is liberating for your soul, for your spirit, for your people, and for your lineage. And once you find out that knowledge and you start taking the right action to really take back what's rightfully yours, then that's when it becomes even more like, a staple. It's a part for me, it's a part of my spirituality because when you look at it, look how the Native Americans, look how they can dance and make it rain. That's our people. Look how spiritual them people are. Look how they go out 30 days by themselves in the wilderness, and that's how you become a man. That's how you find yourself. These is customs that's our customs, but they tell you, oh, this is other people custom. And then you in the books and you in Christianity, you in all these things, and you looking at these people like they weird. Oh no, you ain't supposed to do that. That's not right. That's witchcraft and all this. You cursing yourself. Whole time you supposed to be the one doing this, but no, you reading a book, praying to some God, Jesus, and all this, and you blocking yourself from your power. So that's why I say they really effed us. That's why I say it. That's why it's so deep to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let my chief, my boy, take over the floor and let him say what he got to say.
Yeah, definitely. They didn't just strip us of that; they stripped us of everything: our religion, our ethnicity, our culture, everything that we deal with, and they got us confused. We got us thinking that we're somebody else, we're from somewhere else, we worship somebody else, we follow a different religion, a whole different culture. We dress different in every goddamn thing, but we have our whole own culture over here. And that may not seem like it's that important, but it is important because when you tap into stuff that's actually yours, you're tapping into epigenetics through your DNA, and you're doing stuff that your ancestors have been doing for like 10,000 years. So you tap in to that direct line. And no, yeah, it doesn't matter in a way of like I'm better than you because I tap into my direct lineage and follow that, and you don't tap into your indigenous one. You just follow some random one. That doesn't mean I'm better than you, and you're not a worthy human or something like that. But what it means is you need to stop following whatever you been taught to follow, whether it's being a Mason or a Moor or a Christian or Hebrew Israelite or a fucking Jehovah's Witness. And you need to know every single one of you have an indigenous culture, an indigenous religion, a whole thing that you can follow, that you need to follow. So if you can spend the time to follow Christianity and read the Bible and follow Jesus and claim all this other shit, or be a Mason or be a Moor or whatever, then you can take that same energy and put it towards your indigenous shit and get the real power. But when we bring up that, then it's, oh no, it doesn't really matter. Well, then if it doesn't matter, then why the fuck are you a Christian? Or why are you a Moor or a Mason or Hebrew Israelite if none of it matters? That's how you know it's a fucking spell put on us, bro. Physically and spiritually, it's a spell. When it comes to us doing what the fuck we need to be doing, then it doesn't matter. But y'all can put all that energy into some old stupid ass dumb shit. And yeah, I'm calling it that because it is. All the religion, all the orders, and all the movements are stupid and fuck and dumb as fuck because it's not us. And we have been tricked. And that shit has been forced on us by the devils, by the dirty Moors, by the dirty ass motherfucking Europeans, and all of that. It's been forced on us, and our shit has been stripped away. And we've been told that none of it existed, and we don't have any culture and no religion, but we do. So we need to get tapped back into our shit. We have to get tapped back into it for purpose, for a spiritual purpose, epigenetics wise, and also physically. We need to.
Yeah,
And uh, not to cut you off, but what I was about to say, because you said something before that too. About the mislabeling and stuff like that with the Native Americans, and I wanted to touch on that real quick, and
man.
then we can move on. Yeah, I wanna hurry up too. I don't want to stay too long on one little area. So yeah, look at you with the Seminole Scouts, my nigga. Yeah, real Seminole shit, nigga. Yeah. um. Uh. But yeah, in the 19 and 20, early 19th century and stuff, we were relabeled as Negro and Black and color by this guy named Walter Plecker. He was down in Virginia, and he took the vital statistics in 1912 from 1912 to 1946, and he enforced something called the Racial Integrity Act of 1924, where he systematically reclassified a whole bunch of American Indian Negies and relabeled them as colored, make forcing them to deny their heritage and their tribal identity and all their rights. So he took all that shit away. That's one guy. That's So these are the most important people dealing with this topic.
Preach,
Walter Plecker,
preach.
Walter, yeah, Walter Plecker, and Francis Boas, and this guy named Melville J. Herskovitz. So for anybody listening, Walter Plecker, look him up. Franz Boas and Melville Herskovitz. These people, Franz Boas is a father of anthropology, so he's a motherfucker who really came over. He's a master teacher of that lie of us being African American, colored, or Negro. It's him that came up with that. It's not our people. It ain't our ancestors. It ain't none of that. It's this person specifically, Franz Boas. Right? Yep, you pulled him up. The father of anthropology. Um, then the Melville guy that I mentioned, he's a student of Boas, and he followed suit with the same bullshit. So yeah, so to let people know, and none of our people ever claimed that we were African American or African or nothing like that. It was these people, these devils, that came up with that, and they told you why they came up with it.
Yeah, and just for the record, not to cut you off, Big Chief. Just for the record, man, this is this ain't stuff that we just like making up or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like we just on this bitch conspiracy theory out. Like really, no offense to my top.
Nah, nah.
Like this is documented receipts, proof, evidence. You know what I'm saying? Also divinely sent to a lot of people. By figuring out that you are Native American, you might even have a connection. And then, you know what I'm saying? You gonna know that this shit ain't made up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, all our lives, our family have told us, "Oh, you know, you Indian, or I got a little Indian." You don't know, nigga. You ain't just a little Indian, nigga. And not everybody is Indian. First of all, let's start there too. Let's not lay that part out. Not everybody Indian. You do, like if you African and shit, you gonna know you African. Me and my brother talk about that a lot. You gonna know if you African, you know, and even the Africans that we do come in contact with let us know, like, hey, like y'all not like us, like y'all not over there. It's not like there's a tribe of us in Africa that look like exact. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, no. This is where we from. We are the Native American. This is our land. You could take an African, and then you could take one of us and put us next to each other. We don't even have the same features. Our structure is different. You know what I'm saying? And also this that and I'm a celestial being too, you feel me? So this don't take away from the fact that these are still our brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they're still humans. They're still human. We're still related. You know what I'm saying? We are just on the different side of the map than they are. That's it. They just, you know what I'm saying, closer to the equator, whatever, however, Pangea, if you believe in the Big Bang Theory, whatever type shit. Um, I don't care if you believe in it or not, whatever. I'm just telling you how I know we all different shades of wheat. You feel me? So, um, I just said that to say, like, because I know a lot of people is like, oh no, I'm African, like, I'm African American. I know I'm African American. Yeah, you probably are African American. If you know you African American, if you know you have African in your ancestry, then okay, yeah. you're African American. And I'm not like we some real niggas on here. We not on here debating. Ain't shit on here to debate about. You feel me? This is facts. You want to argue? You go somewhere else. You can go somewhere else with that shit. We not on this bitch arguing. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah. And like I said, if you're African, you know you're African specifically and where you came from there, what tribe, and when your family came. That's that. All the people that are claiming this African American shit, they're saying we ain't no Native Americans, we ain't no Asians, we black. Uh, of course, you idiot. We never said that we're Native American Asians. We're saying we are black and you are black, and those black people are the indigenous American Indians. We didn't say that we're natives. We didn't say that we're Asian. We're just telling you we're not African by blood. That is not what we are ethnic wise. That is not what we are culturally wise. We are not them in that aspect. But like you touched on spiritually, we are. Yeah, we are connected to everybody indigenous spiritually, to every human, if that's the case, to indigenous Europeans, we are. Every white person ain't European, and every indigenous European ain't some evil white devil. There's gods and goddesses in every culture that's indigenous, and we're connected to every human. So let's get that on the record. Whether you could be a Japanese indigenous person, you could be an indigenous European that comes from Poland, like how my people on my white side that come from Poland. You
Bro, I
could be
fuck with my nigga, bro. That nigga, not to
you
cut you
could
off.
be
My nigga smart, bro. Like he ain't just talking. This is like
you
divine.
could be right.
divine
You could be an indigenous, you know, Black American of Turtle Island, Aniji, or you can be an indigenous African, no matter what you are, because that's really what there is, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all that there is. And anything else is a mixture of all of them. But when I say we ain't them, they ain't us, we mean in the way of not like we don't fuck with them. They're not spiritual beings. They're not connected to God like us. No, we're saying somebody from somewhere else came over here recently and came over and said, hey, fuck your ancestors, fuck your gods, fuck your culture, your religion, your food, your diet, everything you represent, and I'm about to give you this shit and take all your shit and all your land and your identity and kill you about it. And nigga, I'm the king and I'm the god here. And then I'm gonna call you somebody else just because you got dark skin like that somebody else. And we're saying, no, 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 no. Hold up. We got all this shit over here, nigga. You ain't about to do that. So we're not saying fuck African. That's another thing that these FBA people and these Moors and these wannabe African people that ain't African like Dr. Umar, all these indigenous and black Americans that want to be African. We're not saying fuck African people or African tribe people. We fuck with our people. We fuck with the Ifa people. We fuck with the Yoruba people, right? We fuck with all of them niggas. Nigga, shout out all of them niggas. Ogun, all nigga, Oshun, everybody, nigga. But we ain't them. We are not African. We're not from Africa. We don't represent their culture or their religions at all. We never said fuck them. We're just telling you what the fuck we are not and what we are because we know what we are. And as far as this, oh, I'm African American or I'm black shit, that's brand fucking new. Somebody just came and said that recently. Our people did not claim that. Your great grandparents did not walk around saying I'm black, I'm Negro, I'm colored, or I'm African. This man in 1912 named Walter Plecker came around and classified everybody, especially in the southeastern parts of the USA, which is where my people come from, like Louisiana, Mississippi, the Carolinas. And he hit tribes like the Powhatan tribes and the Monacan tribe and the Nottaways. And he took these people off of their records. He took their birth records and death records and took their tribal status off and relabeled it as Negro and colored. So when I look up my ancestors, it shows I seen my census from 1850. That's as far as I went back, and that wasn't even really trying. That's just me grabbing the phone real quick, going to that genealogy website and putting a couple of my grandparents' last names in. And within 5 minutes, I found that out specifically about damn shit. I can go all the way back to like 1830, 1840 on the census and see my people, see where they come from. So I know I can go further back when I pay and deal with somebody who is like a professional with the genealogy because I got the names and I've went back 150 years myself. So, but what I was saying is, uh, damn, I just lost my whole train of thought. That spirit going through, but anyway, my point is, we were, fuck, what was I saying? We were mislabeled. Anyway, we were mislabeled, and it was recently in 1912 by this YT man named Walter Plecker, who is pretty much the worst person because he came by and mislabeled us and reclassified us spiritually and physically and mentally in every aspect and has us so bamboozled and fucked up right now we don't know where we're going or what we're doing. I mean, he's the real devil. People worried about the devil in the Bible, all these old ass stories and shit you don't know. Nah, the real devil is Walter Plecker. He's the worst person ever.
That's a
He's
real.
worse. That's the real white devil that everybody talk about. Is this motherfucker? He can. I mean, come on, bro. Look, we're talking about him right now, 120 years later, about all the shit he did and it fucked everybody up. So his whole entire goal, he said it. Ain't nothing hidden, bro. His goal was to erase American Indian identity legally, not just by telling you, "Hey, nigga, fuck you and your ancestors." No, no, no. I'm going and grabbing the paper and the documents, and I'm erasing your shit because I got the power to do it. And if you do something about it, I'm gonna kill you and feed you to alligators, nigga. Real shit, nigga. So I'm erasing your identity legally. And you can't claim your land. You cannot claim your status. You cannot claim any rights to no treaty, no reservation, no reparations, or no land or no nothing. Because I'm legally changing your status. I'm not just verbally changing it. So that's why this shit is important, regardless of what these punk ass people claim. So he told you there ain't no real Indians over here. Then in the census, because I was talking about the census, my people in the census, uh, the census in the mid 1800s forced people into three different racial categories: white, Negro, or mulatto. That's it. And guess what? When I look up my family in the 1850s and 1860s census record, it shows all up as Negro. Of course, it's not going to show up as white, and it ain't going to show up as mulatto because all my family was not mixed with European, they were indigenous. So I got proof that where my people come from and that they're indigenous to this land, and I can trace it back on record hundreds of years ago. They own land, and I can prove by uh, oral records and some documentation about specifically what tribe. And also, I can show that, yeah, when he changed it in the 1800s, he didn't just, he changed my family in the 1800s because he did this down there where my family lived at the time that my family was there. And when I look up my family at that time down there, it shows up that they was Negroes. So I can specifically see how that's connected to me. Like, yeah, my people, I know my people are Blackfoot and Cherokee. And I also know that they got relabeled as Negroes in the 1800s because of Walter Plecker. So this shit, you know what I'm saying? This hits home specifically to me. It's to everybody here, but I got, I'm seeing this shit firsthand. Like, damn, my family's tied to this. So it's kind of like, it makes you emotional. And then that Melville guy, he came in the 1930s up to the 1950s. That was way after. The first guy I was mentioning was 1912. But then his little fucking son in the 1930s and 50s, he's the guy who was pushing this African American shit on us because Walter Plecker wasn't calling us African American. That term didn't exist back in 1912, 1920, and all that. Walter Plecker was calling us Negroes. Yeah, fuck you, yo. So pretty much Walter Plecker was like the first guy. Nigga, fuck you, you're Indian shit, whatever. I'm taking it all away. Now you're a Negro, you're a punk, and that's that. And then his little son came up later and was like, yeah, you guys are African Americans. You guys come from Africa. You should leave and go to Africa. So the first guy, Melville, wasn't convincing us we're from Africa and to go back to Africa. He just stripped our identity, confused us, and said, fuck you. Then his little boyfriend came about 30, 40 years later and was like, no, 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 y'all are African Americans from West Africa. You should go back. So we had two devils, one that came and stripped us of our shit, and one that came after we were stripped and brainwashed and reprogrammed us and re-brainwashed us with some new fake ass shit. So that's the two devils, the worst people. to us ever in history, nigga, is Melville Herskovitz and his daddy, his sky daddy, Walter Plecker. So yeah, I want to move on past the fucking reclassification, but that pretty much covered everything. Yep, we are all American Indians or Indigenous Americans or Amerindians. That's it. There ain't no other name to call us, bro. That we are legally called that, and our people call us that. Then, as far as your people, every tribe called their people the people, literally. In Blackfoot, in Cherokee, what we call them Kitowa or Aniunwia, that means the people. In Blackfoot, Sikatapi or whatever, that means the people. So in every single tribe, whatever your tribe goes by in its language, it just means the people. So that's what we were called. We're not Negroes, we're not colored, we're not African American, we're not any of these religious labels. We're what we are. You can go by American Indian, you can go by Amerindian, which is the same word, it's just a shortened version, Amerindian, or Indigenous American, because some people don't like the Indian term. We can get into that some other time, but the Indian term is not some uh misnomer or not some bad word to say Indian. But if you, for whatever reason, you emotionally don't want to go by that, great. You're still Indigenous American then. Like some of the Moors won't go by, some of the Moorish guys, they won't go by that name, American Indian. They'll just say, nah, I'm Indigenous American. Same thing, we all the same people. But what we are not, and what we're gonna stop doing, and what we're breaking the curse right now in the name of all of our ancestors and all of our spirits and the great spirit, the most high. We are breaking that curse now. It ain't, I'm not saying I'm doing something new. People been putting boots on the ground for 30, 40 years about this shit. Top Cat's been leading the way for past 6, 7 years. But what I'm saying is we have to, with our platform and with our voice and our body and our spirit. And so we gotta break that curse on our people that we aren't black, we ain't African, we ain't none of that. We ain't none of these religions or nothing. Our religion over here is animism. Our ethnicity and our label over here is American Indian, Indigenous American, Amerindian, Niji. This is Turtle Island. This is the Americas. This ain't the United States. And that's what it is. It's simple as that. All the other shit is mixing the dope and fucking the shit up. But yeah, so that if anybody wonders why we don't go by black and colored and what we can prove, I just proved it all with the fucking receipts in there. Y'all niggas can look it up. I gave the dates, I gave the names, I gave the people, places, and things. I said Virginia, Walter Plecker, the census, 1912, 1946. I think you can look up all that stuff. Melville Herskovitz, 1930 to 1950, Franz Boas, all them people. You can look it all up. It's all documented receipts. It ain't shit talking out the goddamn fucking side of people's necks or out their ass. They bring it straight up documentation and scholarship with this shit, mixing it with the spirit. So yeah, nigga, that's why it's important to study this stuff because you said, oh shit, yeah, I ain't never gonna call myself black again. And it's also important to not call yourself Native American too, which I want to get off before I'm done, before I pass the mic, because you know I'm also be ranting forever unless you cut in and shut me up. But as far as Native American is another curse word to call us because we are not Native American. The term Native American came out in the 1970s. I could look up the exact date, and that was to describe them people, them Siberian, Mongoloid mixed people who the government is saying is the original indigenous people, but it's not. It's people who just got created in the mid 1800s, and then their name being labeled Native American just got put out in the 70s. There's a different legally. Those are two different terms in the Black's Law Dictionary and by law. That's why when you look up your ethnicity, if you're about to select something, like let's say you go to the I don't know, the DMV or something like that, you can select white, European. That's one thing. You could select African American, black, which I would never do that. That's a curse right there. I skip over that. They have Native American slash Pacific Islander. That's the Asians, and under that they have American Indian right there. So why the fuck are you selecting Black African American when you can, the same way you skip over white European and you skip over Pacific Islander Native American because you know that ain't that, you know you ain't white, you know you ain't Asian, then why are you selecting black African American when you know you're not black, black don't exist, and you know you're not African American. When right under that, it literally says American Indian, indigenous to the America. So click that. So it is important to select what we truly are too on the documents. That's very important. So change all of that shit. I haven't selected African American in around 4 years. But 4 and 5, 6 years ago, I was selecting, I choose to not identify. But the past 2 years, I've been selecting American Indian on everything that I sign. American Indian, American Indian, American Indian. If you look up that term, by law, it has a definition, and it's to describe all of the Nijis on Turtle Island. And the Nijis are the indigenous people of the land of North America, Central America, and South America. That's that. So you have a name, you have a culture, you have a religion, you have a status, and you need to claim it. You need to tap into it, man. I'm gonna pass the mic now.
Shit.
Let me hit my blunt real quick, man.
Shit, boy. What you talking about? My nigga
My
big
nigga sauce, man, big chief shit, nigga. What you got to say, bro? What you got to say?
shit, boy. That spirit, man. That spirit real. That's all I gotta say for real. Man, real, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. Shit. Cause for real, I ain't really a serious person for real, but shit. Like, me giggling and shit like that, that's a sign. So shit. But, I mean, as far as everything that we already done touched on, man, I feel like everybody need to just tap into what truly, whatever your ancestors did, that's what you should be doing as far as worship and shit like that. You feel me? That's the only way to reach your highest self is what's in your DNA, imitating what's already in your DNA and what your gene pool already did and shit like that. Um, so shit, if you Japanese and you need to be tapping into Japanese and all they feng shui and shit like that, you feel me? If you shit from India, you need to be tapping into Buddha and all that shit, you feel me? That's they shit, you feel me? Even though I mean all major religions was created by a black man, but we ain't gonna get into that. But you know what I'm saying? We just on this bitch just kicking knowledge today, you feel me? But um shit, that's how you get to your highest self is by tapping in with with what your people did. And shit, like for me and shit, I'm an Arawat, you feel me? So shit, I ain't no different than anybody else either, though, for real. But shit, I'm still an airwalk. You feel me? So shit, I'm gonna talk my shit a little bit different. You feel me? Cause shit, it was like that for where I was at. You feel me? Cause shit, I'm an island nigga. You feel me? I'm just being real. I'm an island nigga. Shit, so it's different. You feel me? That's why I be saying everybody different. You feel me? That's why that shit is important to tap in your individuality too. Because by you tapping into your individuality, that's how you tap into your true human nature and shit. You'd be scared to realize your true human nature. A lot of people, shit, because shit, who you was in your past life. You feel me? Like as far as you know what I'm saying, sauce Earthbird goes, you feel me? As far as I go, I know like shit. I done did some shit in my past lives, even in this life that I'm living right now. That's how I know. Like in my past life, it was probably worse. You feel me? Because shit of the climate, the shit that I had to acclimate myself to, and the shit that my people had to acclimate themselves to. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. You feel me? Look, and if you see my relatives, you'll say, "Damn, look at them." Like, bro, like you, like we ain't no people that's just laying down. You feel me? Hell no, nigga. We ain't laying down. Nigga, we wasn't one of those people that you see them niggas chained up and shit like that. Nigga, no. I know for a fact. I know. I know for a fact. My people wasn't one of them people that was chained up and shit. I'm just saying, like, not saying that none of them wasn't, or it couldn't have happened and shit like that. I'm just saying we warriors. We got that. We got that spirit of shit die. You feel me? Die before you give up, because shit, what's in the Astros, what's in the other life is way better than being in bondage. You feel me? And even with spirituality, shit, a lot of people might even lean like a lot of people, shit, they don't really understand it, because shit, it's about being your true self. And shit, a lot of people can't handle their true self, their true nature, how they truly are, being genuine. You know, a lot of people can't tell the truth. A lot of people can't genuinely be themselves. So that'd be a big thing in a lot of things. You gotta honestly just tell the truth. Just be genuine, nigga. Fuck it, nigga. If it hurts somebody's feelings, it hurts somebody's feelings, nigga. If somebody don't agree with it, somebody don't agree with it. But nigga, you spoke your truth. You said what you had to say. And yeah, people gonna respect you for that a lot more. You feel me? But people gonna fuck with you. Like shit, I ain't gonna lie. Like shit, I be that person that's spontaneous, and then sometimes I be like, damn, why did I say that? But shit, I can bring up a instance that happened in class, like this Friday, like shit, last Friday, like shit. We was talking and shit, and I just brought up the fact that shit, I felt like shit. Motherfuckers is racist. You feel me? I'm like, oh, they was talking. They like, oh well, why do you think this happened to that person? I'm like, shit, because motherfuckers racist. You know what I'm saying? Then everybody was like, oh nah, like everybody, even the black people, or my excuse my language, even the melanin dominant people that was in the classroom with me was saying like, nah, that ain't true. So that just go to show you how deep this shit is construed. You feel me? Into thinking that damn, the society ain't against you. But I mean, I guess you don't want to make a placebo effect either. A placebo effect where if you think they out to get you, then they really are out to get you either, right? But at the same time, we know that this matrix and all this shit is real. We see it. We living in it. So the fact of the matter is that black and African and all that shit, that has to do with the matrix, homie. And if you can't see that, then you not smart enough to. That's fine. Your ass a robot, nigga. I robot Will Smith ass nigga. You feel me? A lot of you niggas are. No offense. I'm just popping my shit right now because I feel like it. But I'm just telling the truth though. That shit has to do with the matrix, homie. So even with me and my nigga Chief, my Niji on me talking about right now, and Niji, that just is what we used to call each other. Even what we talking about right now, this that has to do with the motherfucking matrix, homie. It has to do with spirituality, homie. It has to do with everything else that everybody else is talking about on any aspect of the conscious level. Your birth, who you are as a person, has everything to do with the same thing as the most conscious of conscious. Because if you are a fucking flower, then you need to know that you're a fucking flower. If you're a fucking God, you need to know that you're a fucking God. In order to grasp that you are God, you need to know it. You know, you won't know. You'll be walking around blind, nigga, thinking you're a fucking flower, nigga. But no, you're God, nigga. A lot of us are. And it's a select few of us that are walking on that narrow path into godhood and reaching that level of damn, really on it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the other ones that, like I said, I Robot, Will Smith ass niggas stuck in the matrix, can't get out of it, don't know how to, because to them they in love with they in love with the physical, and then it might not even be the physical shit. They might not just realize that shit when they going to work every day. Nigga, I work too, nigga. I take my ass to work too, but nigga, you don't think I'm not building a business or something on the side for myself? Nigga, you don't think I'm not planning and masterminding some shit for me and my family to be straight so I don't have to work? You think I'm just working, just giving all my time and effort to this corporation, taking money, paying bills, taxes, and not getting nothing back, huh? No, man. We smarter than that. We don't call ourselves chiefs for no reason, man. So I'm gonna pass the mic on that and blaze up with my boy. I see my Niji got that gas in there. Man, I might have to roll up some more. Man.
Um, yeah, I don't like to smoke or talk at the same time, but yeah, I like to touch on everything that you say specifically. So you spoke about a few things. You spoke about why it's important to follow exactly what your ancestors follow, and you spoke about why it's good to be true to yourself, and then you just spoke about what you just ended off with about how it's important to know exactly who you are. That's kind of the same thing as the first one, but it's a little different. So yeah, it's important to know who you are. Okay, yeah, which is part of knowing who you are, and but all but also everybody tapping into their indigenous status, no matter whether they're American Indian or not, is them breaking out of the matrix, because the matrix is you being caught up in that ego and caught up in them orders and them religions and them uh groups and stuff like that and them categories and all that. That's part of the matrix. So like you were saying, if you Japanese tapping into, I think theirs is called Shintoism, then that's you breaking out of the matrix. If you was a worldly ass Japanese ass nigga in Tokyo out at the strip club and living worldly and doing all this stuff, and you said, damn, I need to tap in, I need to quit, and you start meditating, you start tapping into your ancestors, and your ass start going up to the mountains, you become big chief samurai nigga up in Japan, then that's you breaking out of the matrix. So yeah, you're right. You tapping into your indigenous heritage is you breaking out of the matrix. No matter what that indigenous heritage is, no matter where it is, where it's from, um, you tapping into it is you breaking out. And then also you spoke on the um you specifically spoke about tapping into what your people brought to this world, specifically through your DNA and your epigenetics, and why that's important. I wanted to speak on that too, from like a also from like an academic standpoint, because that's what epigenetics are. That's your DNA. It's very important because your ancestors live in your blood, bro. Your ancestors. So everything that they did, when you do it, you tapping into them directly, opposed to you tapping into somebody else's stuff. And like I was saying, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person if you tap into that. But we're just telling you your real power in the physical and spiritual realm is gonna come from you tapping into your true stuff. And if you got the energy and time to tap into somebody else's shit, then you got the energy and time to tap into your people's stuff. Because remember, trauma and shit is passed down through your DNA and epigenetics, all type of stuff. Prayers, songs, rituals, fears, trauma, everything is passed down. So just like this thing that I was reading was saying, if your people were practicing fasting and corn ceremonies, pipe rituals, sweat lodges, all that type of stuff, then that is imprinted into your genes, into your DNA through epigenetics. So when you tap into it, you're literally tapping into something that's yours, opposed to tapping into something like Christianity, which was forced onto us. And it has nothing to do with our DNA. It has nothing to do with our stuff at all. So we're not running around saying, fuck Christianity, fuck Jesus, fuck the people over in Jerusalem, which, that's whatever, fuck the people over in Africa and over in them countries that follow that. No, we're saying fuck us following that because it has nothing to do with us. And the only reason we know anything about it was because the devils came and brought it when they came and brainwashed us and stripped us of our own shit. That's all we saying. The same way we're saying we ain't saying fuck Africans. We're saying fuck us claiming that. Same way fuck us claiming these religions. All of this shit, we're only talking about it now because it was forced on us and brought here by the devils after they stripped us of all of our own shit. So that's all we saying. Tap into your animism because it's important to do that through your epigenetics. That's very important. Stop tapping into the shit that was forced upon you by people that hate you and want you dead and killed you and raped you and gave you all type of fucking diseases and curses. You tapping into that shit, nigga. You just accepting that shit like it's fine and walking around like it's fine. No, it's not fine. And we standing on American Indian business about that shit, nigga. So yeah, fuck them religions, fuck them orders, and fuck claiming some shit that's not us. Cause it's more than just saying, yeah, I'm big Indian, let's go against everybody. Nigga, we ain't never said that. We're telling you we breaking them curses, nigga. We're reclassifying ourselves back to what the fuck we were, and we're removing them curses, we're removing them lies, we're removing them bamboozled ass, hoodwinked ass games that was put on us, nigga. And part of that is saying we ain't fucking Moors, we ain't Christians, we ain't Masons, we ain't Shriners, we ain't Hebrew Israelites. We didn't follow. We don't have to pray to Jesus to get saved when our people never fucking heard of that being. When we pray to the Most High Great Spirit and we pray to spirits that the Most High Great Spirit created. We have our own versions of these archangels, like Michael. We have our own versions of like a Jesus type of figure. We have these beings that we pray to. And we have the most high God. We didn't call him fucking Yahweh or whatever the hell everybody called Jehovah and all these curse words that you find out ain't even the motherfucking most high anyways. These Enki and little last type of fucking false gods that you find out. I'm not calling out to them names. I'm not calling out to Jesus. I'm not calling out to none of that. I'm calling out to the most high, great spirit, by either in English, which would be great spirit. I'm not saying God. That's a German word from my understanding. Whatever it is, it's not an English word and it's not a word in any American Indian language. So I'm gonna call them if I'm speaking English like I'm speaking now. We don't just speak our ancient fucking tongue. We be speaking English. If that's the case, then this whole live would have been in fucking Taino and Blackfoot language. No, we don't know it like that. So we can speak it with what we know. But when we're calling out to God, we're not calling him God. We're not calling him, we're not calling out to Jesus. We're not doing that. We can call it out to the Great Spirit, or we could say the name in our culture, which in my culture, the Most High's name is Apistatoki. So why would I call him anything other than Apistatoki or the Great Spirit? Why would I call him Yahweh or Jehovah or any of this other shit that somebody else created? That doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, it's important to follow your direct lineage of stuff because, like I said, all of that stuff is imprinted into your DNA like a computer. So when you tap into it, you're not tapping into some shit that was given to you. You're tapping into something that is yours. Each tribe has their own creation story, their own deities, their own healing systems, their own sacred calendars, their own ways that they aligned with their ancestors. So when you abandon your tribal ways and you accept shit like Christianity and Islam and all that type of shit, your ancestor, it's like you're disrespecting and dishonoring your ancestors and your bloodline and your God. And that's not no joke. That's not no exaggerate. That ain't no far fetched shit. That's real. We're not saying you're intentionally doing it. We're not saying the guy, your neighbor who happens to just be a Christian Jehovah's Witness, is actively saying, fuck all my ancestors and fuck the Most High, Great Spirit, and fuck all the gods. No. But You're subconsciously doing it. And when you find out, when you hear this message, you need to tap in and be like, damn, I'm disconnecting from what's mine. I'm dishonoring and disrespecting what's mine because I'm tapping into something that is not mine. I'm tapping into something that was forced on us. And I'm only tapping into that shit all for the whole reason, the whole point of that I was forced to erase what my stuff was. We would never even know about these things if we weren't forced at fucking gunpoint to erase our own culture and follow these people's culture. So that's why it's important. It isn't like you moved to Africa and then when you moved over there, you were like, oh, I like the culture. I like Christianity. I like living in Jerusalem. I like, oh, I went to, the Jesus story. I like that. I'm going to adopt this culture. No. Mm-mm. You just woke up one day and you start going to church because you had to, because your granny has been cursed by a spell and thinks she has to go to that church. So you got to go to that. And then you find out that building, that whole culture, that whole church, that whole religion, them people, them deities, that book is all a bunch of fucking bullshit. And I don't care if anybody gets mad about it, nigga, because I'm a chief and I'm standing on American Indian business. I'm not standing on Christian business and Jesus business. I roll with the Most High and all the spirits that He appointed to ride with me and my ancestors. So that standing on business means everything that comes out my tongue is uttered by the will of the Most High and my ancestors and my guardian angels. Not a bunch of human ass root chakra shit and a bunch of opinionated ass egotistical shit that I come up with. Fuck all of that shit because that shit was forced on us and it is damaging us. It is cursing us. It is dishonoring and disrespecting our ancestors and our gods. And it's time to tap into our shit directly, like you said, because it's in our DNA through epigenetics and it's going to give us true power and it's going to give us something that's real to pass down to our children. So our children are not having my son ain't going to grow up and be 20, 30 years old and be lost and thinking he's some African American or thinking he's a Christian or thinking he's this or that or speaking Spanish still like his, you know, mom has him speaking Spanish because he's Dominican and all that type of stuff. And he thinks and she thinks that that's the language. No, you're gonna be speaking Taino Arawak because like I said, my son is what you are. My son is Taino Arawak. He's not Kalinago. He's not from the Caribs. He's Taino Arawak. He's from where you're from. He's your people. Your people didn't speak Spanish. Them people spoke Spanish when they got invaded in the 16 and 1700s. So my son's gonna grow up. He may still speak Spanish because he knows it, but he's gonna know, oh damn, that ain't my indigenous language, and that ain't my culture. Some Spaniard culture from Europe, from Spain, from Barcelona. What? Some nasty, stinking ass, dirty ass, wet dog smelling ass European culture? What? When I have my own shit? Yeah, please. So yeah, we tapping into our shit, nigga, for the sake of our souls and our spirits and our bodies and our children and their children, nigga. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. Man, Chief chopped that shit down, man. I'm gonna archive this, man. Put this up. Uh, shit. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna call that one. Call it a night on that one, brother. Shit, peace to the gods, peace to the ancestors, peace to everybody watching. Uh, like the video, comment if you got any questions. Uh, yeah, Chief, you want to exit? Say anything before you exit or anything?
Yeah, shit, just make sure you save it, man, and we'll make sure we like it and share and spread the message to everybody. And we'll definitely do this again more often. I think it's probably better to do it on here, than Instagram. So, but yeah, definitely. To close out, I just want to make it important that us as American Indians, we need to focus on meditating every day, and we need to focus on tapping into our spell work and our magic every day, and we need to make sure that we're praying multiple times a day, whether it's one time in the morning, the afternoon, or the night, or multiple times. At some point in the morning, in the midday, and the night, you need to be praying. And you need to be praying for gratitude and thanksgiving and for cleansing and forgiveness and for protection and for knowledge and wisdom and stuff like that. Not just sitting there praying for money. Those four things, those main four things are the most those are the most important things, no matter what tribe you come from, is to make sure that you're protecting your spirit and your soul and your body every day, and that you're praying for uh not I am you're praying for the wisdom, and you're praying to be cleansed and forgiven for anything dishonoring and egotistical you need to do, because we all do it every day. We need to cleanse ourselves with prayer, and we need to give gratitude and thanksgiving too, because no matter what we're going through, we're all going through hard stuff. Me and you as chiefs, we're going through a lot of crazy stuff right now, super hard stuff, but that's part of the journey. And we always give gratitude and give a prayer out to the great spirit, to the land, the sky, the waters, the earth, all directions, all the ancestors and angels, and all the cultures, to every Niji, every American Indian, every Aboriginal American, no matter what tribe you are. That we send in peace and love and healing and divine wisdom and knowledge and understanding and reasoning and truth out to everybody and their family, and protection over their spirits and bodies and souls, in the mighty name of the great spirit. Ashe, Aho, Amen. Peace.
I say, oh, man, peace.